Floyd Mayweather became the first United States boxer in 20 years to beat a Cuban when on July the 31st he beat Lorenzo Aragon of Cuba 12-11. He said the Olympics were a great experience for him. He's ready for the pro game.
Fight clean at all times. Good luck to both of you. Touch gloves.
Mayweather, a very interesting story, Al. His father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., a welterweight contender in the 70s and 80s, convicted in 1993 of drug trafficking, serving a 5.5-year prison sentence at a federal prison in Milan, Michigan. And Floyd says when he was a kid, his dad would hold him up and got him involved in boxing. And he says by him being a pro, he wants to be successful so that when his father comes out of jail, he'll be able to lift up his dad, so that his father won't be eating bologna sandwiches his whole life. He wants steak for his dad.
That was the way he put it, and I thought eloquently so.
He says he speaks with his dad almost every day, and his father does give him pointers. Very close-knit family, and a family, Al, that, as we learned in the Olympics, Floyd takes the last name very seriously, what a Mayweather is.
And, of course, Roger Mayweather, his uncle who is working with him in his corner, a two-time world champion, a tremendous performer, and his uncle Jeff, who's been a very fine professional as well.
This one is scheduled for 4 in the super featherweight division, and Mayweather left nothing in the dressing room as he makes his pro debut.
Floyd Mayweather is a power puncher. He's a guy who can hurt you and knock you out with one punch.
Well, in his Olympic debut on the 22nd of July, we saw it when he was winning his fight very easily against Bakhtiar Teleganov of Kazakhstan, and he stopped him in 57 seconds of round 2. Never thought I'd have to say that name again.
And let me say this, while I was very impressed with your work at the Olympics, I continue to be impressed. You haven't kicked the name in 6 months, let me tell you.
Not that anyone would know if it was right or wrong. Just past the midway point of round 1.
Mayweather is not using his jab, I don't think, as much as they would like him to. If they were to take a peek at this tape, they would like to see that jab going out there more.
Well, he told us yesterday he did not want to slug. He wanted to box. And Apodaca was hurt by that exchange.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want some more? Club.
Apodaca very warily says, I'll take some more.
That was not a low blow either. I believe that punch was very legal, the body shot. Good double left hook by Mayweather.
He doubles up with the left.
Well, we said he had power in his punches, and he showed it there. He can bang. Took a left hook from Apodaca.
And he hits him with a right. And Apodaca, it's just a matter of time.
Floyd Mayweather can throw combinations on the inside. We saw it with the double left hook. His only problem is that sometimes he leaves his head exposed, and that's something they'll work on as he continues to move along as a pro.
And he did showboat a little bit in the amateurs at times, and I guess in the pro game it's a little more celibate. This one is scheduled for 4. Floyd Mayweather Jr. making his pro debut.
There is Mayweather digging with the left hook to the body after going upstairs, and that body punch had an impact.
Round number 2 underway, scheduled for 4. Mayweather in the black trunks, Apodaca in the white. These are super featherweights. Mayweather will not celebrate his 20th birthday until February the 24th. You get a look at some of the numbers in round number 1.
Mayweather won. There goes Apodaca, making those numbers probably academic.
And I do not think he's getting up, and he is not. This one has been stopped in round number 2. So Mayweather beats Morrell by a round. And in his pro debut, he stops Roberto Apodaca.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 37 seconds of round number 2. This bout is stopped for the winner by knockout in his professional debut, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
So Floyd Mayweather gets the win.
Yeah, we went over you guys' instructions in the dressing rooms earlier. Did both of you understand them fully? Do either one of you have any questions? I want a good, clean fight from both of you. Listen to me at all times. All right? Touch gloves now. Good luck to both of you.
There is Reggie Sanders from Fort Wayne, Indiana, 1-1 on his pro career. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. His father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., serving a 5.5-year prison term at a federal prison in Milan, Michigan. Welterweight contender in the 70s and 80s, convicted in 1993 of drug trafficking. And when Floyd Jr. was a kid, his father used to put him on his shoulders and help him hit the speed bag. He says, when my dad comes out of jail, I'll be there for him. I'll put him on my shoulders and make him a better life so he doesn't have to eat bologna sandwiches the rest of his life. Not that there's anything wrong with bologna.
No, but exclusively it's not good. It's a family affair. Floyd has his uncles, Roger Mayweather, of course, a two-time world champion, and
Jeff.
in the corner, and Jeff, thank you. I knew I'd forget one of those Mayweathers. Jeff, who is a fine boxer as well, both working with him, and you can't learn from two better guys.
Here on ESPN on October 11th in Las Vegas, we saw Floyd Mayweather with a second-round knockout of Roberto Apodaca. Mayweather won a bronze in the Olympics. In fact, on July the 31st, he became the first American in 20 years to beat a Cuban in the Olympics as he edged Lorenzo Aragon 12-11, then lost that controversial fight in the bronze medal round to Serafim Todorov, and many, many felt Mayweather was a winner.
Yeah, I thought he won that bout, and I thought Floyd Mayweather could have easily emerged as the boxer to win the Val Barker trophy in that Olympic tournament. You know, in his first pro fight, Apodaca landed only 2 punches against him. It was a short-lived fight, but he literally landed only 2 punches. The left hook of Mayweather is his big weapon.
Sanders trying to dig to the body. Now, is it a problem for Mayweather that he's fighting a southpaw in his second pro fight, or does his extensive amateur experience negate that?
Yeah, the second part of what you said is in fact the truth. It's he has fought so many southpaws as an amateur that he's very hip to what to do to him. And you see it here. He's moving off to his left, trying to cut that ring off. He wants to throw the hook to the body and the head.
And you feel footwork is the key?
Yeah, it really is. You want to move to your left, and you see Mayweather doing it, get his left foot outside the right foot of the southpaw you're fighting, and that's where Mayweather is. He's trying to get that hook in there. Took a nice right hand, though.
Has not been a bad first round for Reggie Sanders. Mayweather can strike quickly.
He's got a lot of power at this weight. He's capable of boxing, make no mistake about that, but he is in many respects a pure puncher.
Mayweather hooking to the body.
Sanders got caught up in the ropes there, and Mayweather took a little advantage of it by landing a couple of shots.
Round number 1 coming to an end. This one is scheduled for 4. Floyd Mayweather Jr. against Reggie Sanders on ESPN. The fans are bundled up here at the Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque. It's about 45, maybe 50 degrees indoors. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Reggie Sanders continue with their scheduled 4-rounder. Here in round 2, and look at Sanders putting his punches together.
He says, I don't care if you're an Olympian, I don't care if you get good press clippings, I don't care if your uncle is a champion. I came here to try and win this fight. That's what I'm doing. Well, he didn't say all that literally, but that's what he meant.
In between rounds, Miguel Diaz coming raw high to Mayweather.
I noticed that. There's the numbers. Mayweather with a very slight edge. Miguel, a man of many talents, he's rule him. I don't know what that was all about, but it was a nice tune.
I don't know if Mayweather was hurt there or if he just stumbled, if their feet got tangled. But so far, Sanders controlling the action here in round 2.
He really is. He's going after Floyd Mayweather and landing some body shots and not allowing Mayweather to get his punches up. Now, the danger in doing that is Mayweather's a very good counterpuncher. There's an example. And you could walk right into something and it would be lights out. Kind of fun to be on in the afternoon. We're night owls on boxing. Very seldom on ESPN are we on in the afternoon. We're in the good hook. There's the hook by Mayweather.
It may look wide, but it's got pop. Referee Larry Chavez steps in. And don't forget, right after ESPN's Championship Boxing, college football, Tennessee and Vanderbilt, Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried with the call.
And a lot of people, good hooks by, a lot of people think Vanderbilt has a chance for an upset in that game. So it should be, I bet it's going to be a close game.
And Sanders continuing to press Mayweather.
But now Mayweather's starting to get some of his power shots in. There, that right hand and the hook. That's the combination punching of Floyd Mayweather. We saw evidence of it at the Olympics and, of course, in his first fight against Apodaca, when he threw 35 punches per round and landed 49% of his punches, 69% of his power shots. That's what you do against the lefty. You whack away with left hooks to the body and the head.
Final 30 seconds of round 2.
And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Jeff, who is still an active boxer, gets in and is very adept at switching, spars with Floyd and gets in there and works as the lefty when they're facing a lefty.
Final seconds of round 2, scheduled for 4. Floyd Mayweather and Reggie Sanders on ESPN. Round number 3 underway in Albuquerque. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein on ESPN's Championship Boxing. Floyd Mayweather, a bronze medalist in the '96 Olympics, taking on Reggie Sanders. And so far, Al Sanders has not backed down from the high-profile Olympian.
No, he really came after him in the second round, but Floyd Mayweather reacting very, very well, counterpunched extremely well, and had himself a very good second round. And this will give us an indication of how well Mayweather did in round 2. Landing right at that 49%, which is exactly what he landed in his first pro fight overall.
Nice to see Bob Canobio and Logan Hobson from Punch Profile make it here to Albuquerque. Of course, they worked last night's show on the Deuce in Roanoke, and they made it here with time to spare.
Driving through winding roads in the Ozarks to get to an airplane, this is what I call dedication, or possibly insanity. I'm not sure which.
Sanders giving Mayweather enough movement to negate Mayweather's jab.
And the interesting thing about Mayweather is that he's also a patient boxer. And we're seeing evidence that he wants to make sure he lands what he needs to land in this case. Even the crowd booing a little bit, he's not going to get crazy. He's attained control of this bout. And he's waiting for the next opportunity to land something big.
Do you think he's confused at all?
No, I really don't. Good right hand there, but I think he knows what to do in there, and he's been waiting for those opportunities to get in the inside for the uppercut and also the hook, which he started landing toward the end of the last round. Well, there's a cut over the left eye of Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if it came from a punch or a clash of heads. If it's from a punch, he may have a problem.
Yeah, it's near the right eyebrow.
That may hasten his effort to try and end this bout.
And now Reggie Sanders doing a pretty good job of making himself a target Mayweather can't hit.
He's staying on the outside. Mayweather's not really getting off to the left as much as he needs to land those double left hooks in the body and the head. He was doing it in round 2. The jab's starting to become a weapon for him.
Fans here in Albuquerque not pleased with what they're seeing from the Olympian. He got a nice ovation when he entered the ring.
Well, it's been a more tactical third round, but Mayweather's doing pretty well here in this round, using the jab now, establishing that.
Final 10 seconds of round 3.
Have to give Sanders some credit, though.
The fourth and final round to come after this timeout. Adonis Cruz will challenge Johnny Tapia for his WBO Junior Bantamweight Championship. Look at him, he's all bundled up, Al.
He's got the Columbo look there with that raincoat, but you know, this is his first fight outside of Nicaragua, and he was bothered the other night at the weigh-in and everything. He was chilly there, so he's got to be cold. This is going to make a difference for him.
And that was in a hotel ballroom where the temperature was in the mid-50s. He will step into a ring that is no more than 50 degrees. welcome to the United States.
Yeah. And I think part of it is they set up this morning for this event after that concert. The doors were open a lot in the morning here at this arena. We're closed now, but boy, the cool air just stayed right in here.
This fourth and final round underway, and let's see what Floyd Mayweather does. Do you think he's winning the fight, Al?
Yeah, I believe he is winning. I've actually given him all 3 rounds, even though 1 and 3 were very close. But what he is saying here is a Reggie Sanders who's very determined, who came here to fight. These are the kind of guys you want to face anyway as you move up. And let's give Reggie Sanders a lot of credit. He has really been in there trying and has made some things happen.
Miguel Diaz doing a good job with the cut over the right eyebrow of Mayweather. That was sustained in the last round. Mayweather did not realize he was bleeding until after the round.
Now that is an illegal maneuver, but one that is used so often by fighters we almost forget that it's illegal. As Mayweather pushed Sanders aside. Mayweather now using a lot more movement, making Sanders come to him.
The fans in Albuquerque are not pleased with the style, but as Mayweather has told us, I want to box, 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 and not take too much punishment in this sport.
The total punches indicating Mayweather with a lead, but not a huge lead. Landing in the 40% area and throwing just about the same number of punches as Sanders.
And Mayweather claiming he was butted again from Sanders.
Now there was no indication that cut came from a butt. We don't know if it did, or a clash of heads, we should say. We don't know if it did or not. Mayweather not using anything behind that jab. Throwing the jab, not doubling up with it. And I dare say facing the lefty has bothered him a little bit more than we maybe thought it would. In the second round, he was getting a terrific rhythm of fighting the lefty, getting in there, digging left hooks to the body and the head, coming with the right hand. Then he stopped.
Again, he sidestepped Sanders, who cuts the pie a little bit.
There's the hook downstairs from Mayweather. 2 punches are important to him in this bout, and he hasn't used either of them as much as he would like. The left hook and the right uppercut.
Mayweather has a tendency to get cocky, which may or may not have hurt him in the amateur game. In the pro game, it probably will not have any
This is
impact.
where Mayweather should be, Bob. I agree with your point there. That's where he should be, landing stuff on the inside, hooks to the body and the head. He really wants to be on the inside against him. Well, that was a short round, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a 2-minute and 50-second round.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Judge Levi Martinez scores the bout 40-39. Judge William Gant scores the bout 40-36. And Judge Sandy Pino scores about 39-37, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Well, the crowd may not like it. They expected more from the Olympian, but Mayweather gets his second professional victory in his second professional fight as he wins a unanimous decision over Reggie Sanders.
All right, we're going to have a good, clean fight tonight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions? Touch gloves. Let's go.
All right, we'll get an opportunity now to see this young man whom Bob Arum, promoter here tonight, Top Rank organization, says could be the next Sugar Ray Leonard. High praise, certainly, especially when the kid is only 19 years of age. Son of a fighter, Floyd Mayweather Sr. And, of course, the nephew of Roger Mayweather, who still now and then has a professional fight. And here we go into round 1. Look at that jab.
Right like that. The first punch out of the back. The last thing my coach always told me before I went into the ring was establish the jab. Something else the amateurs teach you. Jerry Cooper said, in this fight, I have everything to win and nothing to lose.
A body punch puts Cooper down here in round 1. It was a kind of a flash knockdown.
He knows he's upset about that. But he said, I know that Floyd Mayweather is a terrific fighter. I know the reputation. I have a lot of respect for him.
Mayweather already hot dogging here a little.
Good jab from Mayweather that sets up the right hand. You're taught to punch in combinations.
And Cooper's face reddening already. Mayweather very quick-handed. He was the first American, by the way, to defeat a Cuban fighter in 20 years at the Olympic Games this past summer in Atlanta. Mayweather just having fun in there right now.
Yeah, Cooper really doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to stop.
Now there he's out.
Yeah, way out. The referee should stay close. This is not even a fight.
Down goes Cooper between the legs. Second knockdown of between the ropes. Second knockdown of round 1. And it would be very doubtful whether Jerry Cooper is going to make it out of this round.
No, it's written all over his face.
He won't even make it out of the corner.
His frustration is manifest. He had enough. He's been where he's going. Floyd Mayweather gets a win and a confidence builder. Runs his record to 3-0. It was all over. Floyd Mayweather, he showed him his speed. There was a right hand that, a left jab that drove Cooper down to the canvas. And then look how accurate these punches are. Right on the bridge of the nose. Oh, you hit a guy right in the nose, right at the tip of the nose. Both of his eyes water. Great focus from Floyd Mayweather. That was a nice hook from Cooper, but Cooper needed more of those.
Well, he won't have to fight at this level very long. I would assume that Floyd Mayweather will be moving up rapidly to tougher competition. Way too much for the likes of Jerry Cooper here tonight at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Floyd Mayweather now undefeated in 3 fights. Let's go up to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, following the mandatory 8 count after the knockdown, referee Mitch Halpern calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 39 seconds of the very first round. His record now 2-0, 2 KOs, pardon me, 3-0, 2 KOs. Silver medalist, Pretty Boy Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr.
All right, gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. Any questions? I'm going to repeat, we're working on voice commands, okay? Good luck.
Before the fight, I asked Floyd Mayweather the biggest difference between fighting as a professional and amateur. Says, hey, man, I'm getting paid now. Indeed he is. And looking forward to many future paydays. Underway, round 1, Floyd Mayweather in the black trunks against Edgar Ayala in the blue. His back to you. Right lead there by Ayala, comes up nothing but air. Mayweather started things off with the left jab there. Ayala responds with the left jab of his own. Well, you can really see the determination in Mayweather's eye. Oh, he snuck in a left and down goes Ayala. Well, interesting event there because Ayala planned on going to the attack, actually had Mayweather retreating, and as he was doing so, Mayweather snuck in a left that caught Ayala flush, and down he went, and now Mayweather going on the attack. Another quick left, sneaks in another. Ayala retreating, misses a right, misses a second right, and now he's back against the ropes trying to dance his way out of trouble. Mayweather looking to choose his spots. Bobs his head out of trouble there. And now blood dripping from the right nostril of Ayala. Ayala trying to fend off the attack by Mayweather with that left jab. Mayweather again a left connects. And now more blood coming from Ayala, who misses a wild left hook and gets tagged by a right hand from Mayweather. Another right hand by Mayweather. Ayala responds, but he's in trouble in the corner. Mayweather doing a good job with that head movement. Hasn't been touched. A big right there, and Mayweather connecting. Again in the corner, Mayweather going to work on Ayala, who's in big trouble. Trying to fend off Mayweather again with that left jab, but not having much fun. Another big left by Mayweather, who says, come on, let's fight. And now Mayweather with a smile. He's in control of things. Left there going to the body. Left jab there connects on the nose, which continues to bleed. Edgar Ayala in trouble here in the opening round of this scheduled 4-round super featherweight match. Left to the face, left to the body. Good work by Mayweather, who's staying disciplined, connects with the right. Staying disciplined by going upstairs and downstairs. First round coming to an end. Round 2 underway. There you see the sneaky left hook jab there of Mayweather that sends Ayala to the ground. And now Mayweather on the attack, right to the body there from Ayala. Mayweather doesn't react. Pretty boy, living up to his nickname, sneaks in another left. Doing a good job there defensively, bobbing away from any punch thrown by Ayala. Floyd Mayweather stalking Edgar Ayala. He's got him in the corner, not the place Ayala wants to be right now. Left to the body, left to the head, really didn't hit square, and Ayala and there's another left that connects by Mayweather. Ayala once again misses, and Mayweather answers with a smile. Well, this is a chance right now for Mayweather to work on some of his technique, because he really hasn't been challenged in this fight. Big left by Mayweather, and down goes Ayala. And referee Chuck Haslett's gonna put an end to this one in the second round. Former Olympian Floyd Mayweather, who knocks out Ayala 130 into round, 139 I should say, into round 2. Just a left hand there that nailed Ayala. And there you see Floyd Pretty Boy Mayweather.
El vencedor por knockout en 1 minuto 39 segundos del segundo asalto. The winner by a knockout in 1 minute 39 seconds of the second round, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, guys, we already went over the rules in the back. Anything on the trunk's going to be considered low. Anything on his trunk's going to be considered low. Gentlemen, 6 rounds. Good luck.
All right, Kino Rodriguez now will try to take the big step up against the kid who had such a marvelous amateur career and is off to this magnificent start as a professional. There's Floyd Mayweather across the ring. That's what Kino Rodriguez is looking at. And here we go into round number 1. Both fighters in the white trunks.
See, Floyd's trying to establish that left jab, runs in the family.
And he's trying to be explosive early in this fight, and his opponent will come right at him and shoot whatever he's got. That was not a knockdown.
Kino Rodriguez, a veteran of 20 bouts, fought most of his early fights at the Country Club in Reseda, California, where a lot of fighters have gotten their start. Good jab by Mayweather. He's very, very quick.
Boy, that got in light years ahead of the defense put up by Rodriguez. 2 jabs. Rodriguez wasn't even close in terms of speed of stopping it.
I think I got a new name for Floyd. It's just attitude. He's got a lot of attitude in there. Attitude with his punches, attitude with his style in there.
A couple of good left hooks by Mayweather, but Rodriguez took them very well.
Jeff said yesterday that Floyd has the best left hook in the family. Nobody else has a left hook.
He said otherwise, Floyd's a bit of everybody. Got the elusiveness from Jeff, the jab from Roger. He is a tremendous fighter. If you let
oh,
him
that left hook to the body put Rodriguez down. Left hook to the body, and Rodriguez is hurt, gasping for air.
Oh, well, I think that's it.
Is he going to make it up?
Oh, man.
Jumps to his feet.
A pair of terrific
And
shots.
that is it. And Floyd Mayweather let Pino Rodriguez know who the winner was. Got right in his face. Got a little dance for the fans as well.
He jabbed, he showed his boxing style upstairs, and then an explosive ending downstairs with a couple of hooks. Tremendous shots.
Here we go. He comes in, tries to set that left hook. He saw the opening, took the left hook, and went for it. That's well schooled, Rich. You know what to do. You take what your opponent gives you.
It was the left hook to the body, I think, that did him in.
Yeah. He set him up pretty nicely because as Rodriguez was coming in, he was starting to bring his hands up to guard his face. Floyd was good enough to go to the body. Good left hook to the body, to the ribs, did the damage. Sets him up, works that body. See, Rodriguez felt that earlier left hook, right on the ribs.
You know, a lot of kids this young do not punch much to the body, Tony. And
It's a lost art.
he has no problem doing it.
Floyd, attitude, Mayweather.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 44 seconds of the first round. The winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, all right? Shake hands, good luck to both.
Mayweather at 132, Kepper at 133. The third man in the ring is veteran arbiter Joe Cortez. And here we go, round one of this lightweight battle, or junior lightweight. Actually, they're closer to the junior lightweight division, a couple pounds over that. Immediately see Kepper to southpaw, so Mayweather is having to deal with that now. Good idea for a youngster on the way up to face a southpaw or two, just to get used to it. 19-8 record for Kepper. A couple of recognizable names on his ledger, although he's lost both of those fights. One of them being to Pete Taliaferro in 1993. And in 94, he fought and lost a decision to the current IBF lightweight champion of the world, Philip Holliday. Tremendous action fighter and a very good fighter, in fact. Holliday out of South Africa. And I think it's commendable of Kepper that he was able to go the distance with Philip Holliday, and he may not be able to go the distance here.
Well, Rich, you mentioned that he's not much of a puncher with only 5 KOs. He also has lost 6 of his fights by knockout. He's been knocked out 6 times.
How you feel? All right?
He goes down here in the first round. That right hand by Floyd Mayweather. He popped in a perfect right hand and comes right off the knockdown with another right hand. Mayweather looking for the straight right against the southpaw, and Kepper in trouble, bleeding from the nose now, and he's already been down once. Mayweather turns southpaw for the moment. Oh, look at Mayweather. He just comes at you from all angles, and down goes Kepper. The fight is over. A minute and a half into the round, and it's all over. And now we take a look, Rick, at the knockdowns in round one.
It's as you say, Rich. He comes at you from all angles. Kepper not knowing what to expect. Expecting a left there. He got the right square on the jaw. You see it right there, a straight right.
Joe, you waved off the count, right?
See his legs just give way after a bit of a delayed reaction.
And here's the end of the fight. Once again, Mayweather coming at you from all directions. Feinting side to side. Straight rights, a left and another right. And that puts Kepper away for good. Another look at it here from up top. 130 of round number one.
19-8 record. Let's hear the official decision from Michael Buffett.
Joe Cortez calls a halt to the bout at 1 minute and 30 seconds of the very first round. The winner by knockout victory. His record now 6-0, 5 KOs. He is the pride of the Fighting Mayweather's Pretty Boy Floyd
Okay, gentlemen, I gave you your instructions in your respective dressing rooms. Any questions from the blue corner? Any questions from the red corner? Give me a clean fight, gentlemen.
Well, we are about ready to watch Tony Duran go into the ring and battle Floyd Mayweather. And that young man, Floyd Mayweather, is one exciting fighter to watch. Emmanuel Stewart was quoted as saying, there have been very few who have been more talented than this kid. He'll probably win 2 or 3 world championships. I think he'll go on to be one of the best ever. Well, tonight you're getting a chance to get a glimpse of perhaps one of the best ever. You can see here that Mayweather does have the height advantage over Duran, and Duran coming in with that much smaller style in terms of height. He is crouching down, but Mayweather's just feeling him out. Of course, the Mayweather family is one that is well known throughout the boxing world. Floyd's 2 uncles are Jeff and Roger, both former world champions, and they are also his trainers. Oh, and down goes Duran with a sharp right, turned in by Mayweather, and Duran is extremely dazed. Toby Gibson putting the count on Tony Duran. And this one is over.
Referee Toby Gibson paró la pelea. El vencedor por nocaut técnico en 1 minuto 12 segundos del primer asalto. Referee Toby Gibson stopped the bout. The winner by a technical knockout in 1 minute 12 seconds of round number 2. Pretty boy Floyd Mayweather.
And we get set for action. It's easy to see where these guys would like the fight to go. Larry O'Shields has come off 3 straight 6-round wins, and Floyd Mayweather 3 straight 1-round TKOs.
Well, on paper, it looks like it's going to be a competitive bout.
Shields has a lot of experience, the most that Mayweather's gone against, and Mayweather a very slick and fast starter, very colorful, charismatic, delightful young man, certainly a lot of confidence, and you get your money's worth when you talk to him. Comes from a fighting family related to Roger Mayweather, the former champion, at 140 and 130 pounds.
Who's his trainer?
And you know, in the Mayweather family, by osmosis, you learn the jab. And you see it there from Floyd Mayweather.
Just sneaked it right in, though.
Able to do a lot off the jab. Mayweather with some pretty good billing. Not only the Olympic background, the fast professional start. He overcame a loss at the first round of the Olympic trials. Forced it to a box off and won. Has been able to produce in many pressure situations up to this point. From Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The thing I like about Mayweather, looking at him in the early moments here, is the way he plants his feet. He has excellent leverage.
Yes, he does. The other thing, too, is that the Mayweather, he carries that trademark, Mayweather right hand. He can put you out once he lands that right hand.
There's a jab by Mayweather. Gets it started here. Showing some respect for the track record of Larry O'Shields, who is 12-3-1, so 16 pro fights for Shields. Knows a lot more than Mayweather's previous opponents.
I think we just saw that right moments ago.
That's true. One thing, too, Mayweather has a beautiful jab, and he uses it to set him up with the right hand. If there's any question about his right hand, it's going to be answered tonight, because one thing, he can throw.
He's been a very fast, offensive starter in all of his fights. Mayweather's had 1 4-round decision, 4 1-round knockouts, and 2 2-round knockouts in his career. But you get the feel this has a different atmosphere to it, as though he expects a bit of a distance here. Guy coming in with more experience. Mayweather not knocking him out with the first couple shots.
One thing for sure, the Shields certainly isn't shying away from him in this opening round right here. He has applied some pressure.
So, the quietest first round in the young career of Floyd Mayweather will come to a close. Second round between Floyd Mayweather in the white trunks and Larry O'Shields in the black. Super featherweights set for 6.
The thing for Larry to do is just keep Mayweather as much as he can outside with his jab. He's using it quite well. The one thing he wants not to do is walk right into Mayweather's right hand. So he's going to have to give more lateral movement.
In the meantime, he's walking into his left jab.
Shields is not jabbing enough himself, which is basically what the styles would suggest he truly needs to do.
You sense it's just a matter of time in this fight right here, and at what point he's going to destroy O'Shields' will.
Up against a veteran, though, so Shields has more to offer. We'll see how long he goes in. You saw the graphic between rounds of Roger Mayweather and Jeff Mayweather in the corner of Floyd. They did something very few families could do back in February, actually in March. They fought on the same card together, all three. Little homecoming in Grand Rapids. Fun time for them. Floyd considered the star of the family and justifying it here. Good shots.
Yeah, Mayweather's still picking it up right here.
Good shots on the outside. Fires a shot as he's looking in with the head. Almost, if you didn't know him, you would think it was showboating, but crowd may start to think so.
Is Mayweather bleeding from the lip?
Tough to say. It looked like it for a second. There is blood. Lower lip. Mayweather unloads the right hand.
One thing you got to give Mayweather, he is a showman. He was like that in the Olympic Games, and he's showing that tonight as well.
Man, O'Shields saw that cut, and he moved in on him. Now he's backing off.
Well, the showboating characteristics a big part of Mayweather's persona. As you well know, Paul, such a game of confidence and bravado. And the first thing you have to do to convince others that you're indestructible is to convince yourself, and Mayweather certainly has that.
That's for sure.
O'Shields has been plotting and methodical to this point, a style that will not serve him well against the faster Mayweather. He does need to open it up and take a few chances. For the first 2 rounds, we see Mayweather really starting to loosen up. The start of round 3. Floyd Mayweather of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Larry O'Shields of Houston, Texas. Mayweather coming in 7-0, 6 knockouts. Only 1 bout has gone the 4-round distance. And O'Shields designed as an opponent to bring out a little more in him. O'Shields 12-3-1, 5 knockouts, coming off 6 straight bouts without a loss. 1 draw thrown in there, 3 straight 6-round wins. So O'Shields coming in with momentum, has the winning mentality, and so would on paper be a much tougher test for Mayweather than the others. But Mayweather's starting to solve him, it seems.
Yeah, he has a lot more weapons, that's for sure, watching this fight here. Both his right and left are devastating, and O'Shields, I don't think, has really landed 1 good solid shot.
And Paul, it's true that O'Shields has had more fights, but Mayweather has been in more pressure situations when you consider the Olympics.
Yes, he has. You know, with a bigger crowd in the Olympic Games, the crowd here is not affecting him at all. It might be affecting Shields, but the thing about it is Mayweather, like I said, he's a showman. He loves this type of performance.
And Mayweather's only 20 years of age, yet he performs as if he's been around 4 or 5 years.
And he learned so much.
in that Mayweather family. He's around very good, seasoned pros from the time he laced up gloves. And there's a lot of poise you see in those situations because of that. Bit of a swagger. The idea of knowing you've been in with quality people in the gym. All that translates in as Floyd Mayweather tries to blossom in his young career. Mayweather fires a left hook, but back straight up. Good chance for Shields there.
Great left.
Double left hook by Mayweather. Shields is moving straight back, Paul, and that's not where you want to go.
Exactly. He doesn't want to do that because Mayweather can come forward with a right hand. Now Mayweather switched over to southpaw, I guess trying to confuse him. The thing about it, he should stick to his own fight plan, which is staying orthodox, keep the pressure on O'Shea, and just put the combinations together.
That is exactly what he did. He did go back from southpaw. Looked like he was just trying to show that a little bit.
He's going awfully confident right now, and I believe he senses that O'Shields can't hurt him.
We may see him tap dancing and selling tickets in round 4. Floyd Mayweather getting some good shots in. O'Shields is there to be competitive and could stun Mayweather if Mayweather is careless. But O'Shields has not made him pay for too much yet. We start round 4. Floyd Mayweather and Larry O'Shields. Mayweather, the Olympian for the 1996 games out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, coming in at 7-0 with 6 knockouts. O'Shields from Houston, Texas, 12-3-1 with 5 knockouts. And finding out Mayweather's pretty talented thus far.
Absolutely. The one thing that's really hurting O'Shields in this fight is the fact he's not a very good counter-punching. When Mayweather unloads with his fury, he backs off before O'Shields can react. If he had a bit of a counter-punch, this would be a more effective performance by him.
It's a good point. To make the guy miss, you do have to make him pay, and he's been a little slow to make Mayweather pay. And Mayweather has the angles after he misses to be just far enough out of reach to do that. So Mayweather, 2 left hooks, 1 to the body, 1 to the head.
O'Shields is very slow getting off,
which allows Paul Mayweather to make some mistakes and not have to pay the price if your opponent is slow.
Exactly, but then again, you don't want your opponent sneaking anything in on you. What Mayweather is starting to do now, he's starting to walk his opponent down. He's starting to walk Shields down. And by doing that, you're going to see him throwing a lot more combinations as you just saw right now.
Here it comes. Left hook by Mayweather. It was a looping shot. Left hook from out deep. Firing from perhaps a little further away than his corner would like, because he's not able to turn into that hook. He needs to be a little closer, but he certainly does have the pop and the explosion when you look at his technique. Paul, do you think Mayweather's using a little bit too much of the ring at times tonight?
At times, yes, but it's you working for his advantage. The thing about it is, as he's moving side to side, he's also catching the shame coming in. And by doing that, he's able to catch it with different combinations like a left hook and right hand.
And Mayweather landing some punches here from defense to offense. Fired essentially what would almost be a right hook from a right hand stance, which you can't do. He squares up. And that's some good athleticism there by Floyd Mayweather. It has nothing to do with boxing in a sense. It's just a good athletic instinct. He turned and got some shots in.
He's got the foot speed, he's got the quickness, he's got the combinations. He has a wide arsenal. And O'Shields is seeing every bit of it in this round.
That was a great 3-punch combination from Mayweather moments ago after O'Shields missed. So it becomes more and more the Floyd Mayweather show as this one finishes up round 4. We start round 5, scheduled for 6 super featherweights, Floyd Mayweather and Larry O'Shields. Mayweather off to a very fast start as the referee does some maintenance in the corner. I'm Dave Bontempo along with Art Mack and Paul Gonzalez. Glad you're with us from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And what is billed as Oscar night at the Alamo Dome. Oscar De La Hoya will be fighting David Kamau a little bit later on. And still to come, Gennaro Hernandez, Anatoly Alexandrov. Here, Floyd Mayweather has really pulled away in rounds 2, 3, and 4 and showed a lot of those sweet skills that were advertised.
And he's just waiting for O'Shields to make a mistake right here before he comes in with that left hook.
Well, O'Shields has been fairly predictable, coming straight ahead. He's been a plotter, a worker, and has given an honest effort. But Mayweather's speed, his sense of lateral movement, and his timing have been too much.
Plus, Mayweather's a showman in the ring, isn't he?
Well, something that you always welcome if it's done the right way in boxing. You could use a few more personalities, a lot more flash, somebody for people to get behind. And Mayweather is a delightfully refreshing, confident person to talk to.
Combinations that I like that Floyd is throwing is he's going downstairs to the body and coming straight up with a right uppercut and coming back with a left hook right hand.
Everything emptied here by Mayweather, but he's slapping with some of these shots here. Wide shots, but as he squared up, he slapped, and they did not have the power. As we get into the second half of round 5. Shields trying to dig, almost nothing on his punches to this point.
That was the first legitimate shot he's landed in a couple of rounds.
And he pushed it out there.
This fight is growing very one-sided.
Yeah, Mayweather has really found his groove, and O'Shields has slowed down, coming straight out and basically giving Mayweather the stylistic tools to pick him apart. Mayweather smiling, there goes the tongue out. That's not good.
Not good at all, especially Shields. Mayweather figures he can't hurt me, so I'm just gonna box him.
That is one thing about Mayweather, is it does seem at times not to know the line between what is
showmanship and showboating.
Yes, and needs to learn it. Final seconds of the 5th round. Mayweather coming up the middle, firing shots from a squared up stance. O'Shields taking it from every direction.
O'Shields is becoming a very sloppy fighter right here.
He's taking a very methodical beating as round 5 draws to a close. Final round between Floyd Mayweather and Larry O'Shields. It has been a one-sided effort now in favor of Mayweather, especially over the last 4 rounds. Mayweather coming in at 7-0 with 6 knockouts. And O'Shields, who came in with a winning streak of 3 and has not lost in 6, finds that to be in extreme jeopardy. He would need a knockout, but he only has 5 in 16 bouts, and this is not his type of venue for that.
But there's no question Mayweather wants to finish strong, and he is.
Well, he's doing the showboating thing here, moving on the angles. Showing some hand speed, but not really loading up on his shot.
No, we were talking about his balance with his feet earlier in the fight. He's not doing that at all right here. That's where the cockiness comes in.
Also, as you indicated earlier, that he's slapping his punches and not really landing, turning them over.
Paul, it's like a guy that wants to dance rather than to fight at times.
Let's go, let him go, let's go. Punch your way
Wants to show off some of that speed.
And as he starts moving up the ladder, it could hurt him someday.
So Shields making the most of it that he can here. Got to fight in close quarters.
Doesn't seem like it's Mayweather's night tonight.
Well,
just an off night for him.
Mayweather has gone to the 6th round for the first time. But we talked earlier as he explodes here.
He could go down here.
About some of the slapping some of the inconsistency.
The thing about Mayweather probably going 6 rounds, he probably was thinking to himself, I need to pace myself. I need to pace myself. I don't want to get tired.
Yeah, but there you see the tongue come out again. Sign of a guy not really focused on what he needs to be focused on.
No, you don't do that at close range, do you?
You don't do it at any range. But if he could take all that energy and harness it and stay riveted on his objective throughout the fight, Mayweather can come along a lot, but you see a lot of slapping here. That will not get the knockout for him.
Absolutely not. The thing about it is, like as you indicated, he needs to stay focused on his game plan.
And he hasn't done that.
Nonetheless, Floyd Mayweather will very easily go to 8-0, as those Shields just could not get any attack sustained against him.
We have a unanimous winner, still undefeated, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Shake hands, come out boxing.
All seated with the final instructions. Referee from Folsom, Louisiana. This one scheduled for 6 rounds. Mayweather 8-0 with 6 knockouts early in his pro career. The bronze medalist in Atlanta, wearing the black trunks. Chavez also in black trunks. Final prayer for the Mexican from Hermosillo, Mexico. Round 1.
All right, now, Tim, let's see Mayweather, with all his experience and his background, if he can handle a southpaw. For a young fighter, that can be a problem.
Quite a pedigree for Floyd Mayweather. We mentioned his uncle Roger, his father Floyd Sr., a professional boxer in his time, and his brother Jeff, around the gyms all of his life. Just turned 20 recently. Chavez at age 29, more experienced boxer as a professional, but with no amateur background, certainly none to compare with that of Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather, a very personable young man, a lot of charisma. He's going to become a very popular professional with the boxing fans around the country and around the world. Live boxing on the CBS Sports Show. That's more to come. Our heavyweights featured later. Luke Johnson, Louis Monaco.
Again, when you're boxing in southpaw, it's mind over matter. What Mayweather should be doing is moving to his left, trying to keep his left foot outside of Chavez's right foot, set everything up. Conversely, Chavez should try moving to his right, so it becomes a concentration problem for both fighters.
Mayweather finding the range with his jab at the last exchange. Another minute to go, round 1, scheduled for 6. Mayweather bringing the left up and down. Chavez blocks the next jab. Chavez sneaks in a left hand of his own. 30 seconds remaining. Short right hand inside Mayweather. Surprised Chavez. They were about to break. We're in the final seconds of round 1, scheduled for 6. Super featherweights, Floyd Mayweather and Jesus Chavez. We're back live from the Grand Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi. Round number 2 of this super featherweight bout. Floyd Mayweather on the left of your screen now, circling right. Jesus Chavez, his opponent. Not a great deal of action in round number 1. Mayweather, the undefeated young professional at 19, the veteran Chavez at age 29. Chavez is southpaw. Now Mayweather starting to find range with the jab and moving to his left, as Bill Clancy always points out. A slip there. Chavez goes down.
And again, when Mayweather moves to his left and starts throwing that double left hook, that's when he's most effective.
Sample of his quick hands there. He's less tentative here now in round number 2.
When you do it, let the right hand go.
You can see Chavez with his experience sliding over to his right, taking a lot of Mayweather's firepower away from him, making him look awkward.
His 9th professional fight, Gil. A good idea to have him in with a southpaw for learning experience?
No, I would not, Tim. I try to avoid, when I manage fighters, I try to avoid southpaws at all costs.
A little clash of heads, and Mayweather reached up to see if he was bleeding, and there is a slight cut at the corner of his left eyebrow, and he is already troubled by it. He was conscious of it immediately.
And Tim, that's another reason why I try to have my fighters stay away from southpaws. It's almost inevitable that they're going to butt heads, the way their front foot is step on each other's toes and bang heads.
Well, that has happened here in round number 2, scheduled for 6 to Floyd Mayweather. First time he's faced this difficulty in his pro career. Under a minute to go in round number 2.
Good combination by Mayweather. Again, you can see his fast hands, Tim.
Maybe a cut now here on the bridge of the nose of Chavez, unless it is blood from Mayweather. But he's definitely closing the distance.
And Mayweather's eye opens a lot more than it has been earlier, Tim. He's getting pretty angry.
Under 30 seconds we go in round number 2. Mayweather trying to step up the tempo here. Bothered by that cut.
Well, Miguel Diaz, one of the best cut men in the business, is going to have his work cut out for him between rounds on Mayweather's eye.
Final seconds of round number 2. Mayweather and Chavez. We're back for round number 3, and you can see they had to do some work there on the cut, which is at the end of his left eyebrow. Probably high enough to not become too much of a vision problem if they can continue to do the good job they did there between rounds. Miguel Diaz in the corner of Mayweather doing the cut work in round number 3. An accidental, but as they bumped heads, Chavez and Mayweather in round 2. Now the professional experience of Floyd Mayweather is enhanced as he has to be thinking about that cut, battling a southpaw, all part of the education in his 9th professional fight.
And Tim, Chavez certainly had to gain a little confidence when he saw that blood coming out of Mayweather's eye. You can see the way he started this round.
And the blood on the face of Chavez was indeed Floyd Mayweather's. He does not appear to have any nicks or cuts himself.
But again, you can see Chavez continually moving to his right, and that is not good for Floyd Mayweather. Just see how this throws Mayweather off. The fact that the target is exactly the opposite of what he's used to.
Right hand lead, that scored.
Mayweather's hand speed is so much quicker than Chavez, and his punching power.
The fights he had in Mexico, which were undocumented. He's 29 years of age.
Tim, his body looks in great shape, though, Tim, Chavez. Doesn't look like one of those used up guys that spare tire around the middle.
And a minute to go, round number 3, scheduled for 6. 130 pounds. Now Mayweather going to the body for the first time, and their right-hand lead landed right up the pipe.
Well, he's loosening up now, Mayweather. A lot more confidence in himself.
Now the jab starting to hammer into the face of Chavez.
But again, Mayweather has to learn how to cut that ring off.
30 seconds to go in the third. A mature performance here in this third round by Mayweather, not troubled by the cut, and Chavez unable to reopen it so far.
Miguel Diaz did a great job on that cut.
Final seconds of round number 3. Mayweather growing in confidence. We're back live for round number 4 of the scheduled 6-round super featherweight bout. Floyd Mayweather on the right of your screen. Jesus Chavez from Hermosillo, Mexico, now in the foreground, and the jab of Mayweather starting to find its range with more regularity here in the 4th. No further bleeding from the cut through round number 3, the cut that occurred in the 2nd round. Incidental butt cause of that. In fact, Gil, it seemed that Mayweather gained in confidence through the 3rd round.
Well, Tim, he was fighting with an urgency in that 3rd round. He knew he was cut, started to take some chances with that right-hand lead, and he was very, very effective.
Chavez, the 29-year-old veteran. Mayweather, the rookie on the pro tour, if you will. Just turned 20 years of age in his 9th pro bout. Bronze medalist.
There's where he should be throwing that left hook, Tim. Right underneath the right elbow of Chavez. That sets everything else up if he can land that punch.
In that sneaky, fast right-hand lead connecting. Another right-hand lead scores. Chavez, for his part, is having trouble hitting Mayweather at all. Going to Mayweather or something, I'm not sure.
Extending his left hand without jabbing time.
Okay, good catch, Gil. Finally, Chavez finds a little range, scoring to the arms of Mayweather. Mayweather is taking control of the fight here in the 4th.
But again, he just can't let that. Again, anytime he throws that left hook underneath, back up on the chin, that's his best combination.
Now showing his ability to elude punches, foot speed, and leaning away from Chavez. Right-hand lead becoming more effective. 30 seconds we go in the 4th round, scheduled for 6.
That was the best left hook of the night.
Right to the ear of Chavez, and that's it backwards. Now he adds another left hook, and down goes Chavez.
3, 4,
the right-hand lead and the left hook behind it, sending Chavez to the canvas. Remember, Eric Morrell, another Olympian, follows this bout, and Canadian Olympian Kirk Johnson, undefeated as a pro, a heavyweight, will be our featured bout.
Tú puedes trabajar con él, pero coge aire. Cámbiala.
Pégate, en corto, carnal.
De atrás no le puedes ganar. Si tú te pegas con él, sí puedes. Hay oportunidad de
Take a look at the knockdown, Gil.
All right, here we see. Here's that left hook again. Again, the most effective punch against the southpaw. Nice, solid right hand. There's the left hook on the chin again. And down goes Chavez.
That first right to the body got Chavez's attention. And there's the left hook that sent him to the canvas. The body shot with the right hand the one that turned him away and set him up for the punches that followed. So Floyd Mayweather with a knockdown in the 4th round. And we're ready for round number 5. A little slow to get out of his corner. They'd already removed the spit bucket. Uncle Roger, the former 2-time champion, helping in the corner. And Mayweather in control of the fight now with a knockdown scored in round number 4. Circling to his right. See whether, and there comes Chavez. Trying to get himself back into the fight with a flurry, but most of the punches well blocked by Mayweather, resting in the corner.
Well, Mayweather is trying to use this strategy, Tim, to open up Chavez, because he's just had so much problem landing his solid punches with the way he's been moving. But if he can catch Chavez in the middle of throwing a punch, he can get this fight over with.
2 solid shots from Mayweather there with the right hand, body and head. Little blood from his cut again now here. That first opening flurry by Chavez able to start the bleeding, and Chavez certainly not going away anywhere here. He's trying to battle back in the 5th. This is scheduled for 6. Mayweather looking for that opening, not forcing the action here.
And to Chavez's credit, he's digging in.
He came out hard here in the 5th. Right hand lead again. He's been very effective with that. He's accurate when he throws it. And now he wobbles Chavez, who goes down, and it is a knockdown.
Left hook, Tim. Right hand, left hook.
6.
Second knockdown of the fight. This is here in the 5th. Chavez up quickly at the count of 8.
Come on. Box. No.
And now the referee, Paul Cita, says, no, that's enough, as Chavez did not look to come back to the center of the ring. When he got up quickly, it looked like he was ready to keep going. But then he wobbled a bit. Paul Cita saw that and says that's enough. And so Floyd Mayweather has scored his 7th professional knockout in 9 bouts. He is unbeaten, 9-0, with a knockout victory here in the 6th. In the 5th, pardon me, sending Chavez down.
Straight right hand. There's that left hook, Tim. And that was it. Right hand, left hook.
Another look at it here from our overhead camera. Such quick hands. One of the things you talked about impressing you in his amateur appearance in the Olympics, Floyd Mayweather, with those very quick hands, and he shows it here. That right hand lead, very effective.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 2 minutes, 2 seconds of the 5th round. The winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
All right, gentlemen, we've already been on the
Well, Louis Leja, as I mentioned moments ago, has a perfect style for Mayweather. He gets hit too frequently, and one of his curses in his career is that he comes out cold in the early rounds of the fight, and that could be an opportunity for Mayweather to capitalize on it. We'll see if that develops tonight. This is a crossroads fight for Louis Leja. His cousin, by the way, is Jesse James Leja, former WBC champion. Opening round action, 10-round bout. Super featherweight bout. It won't take long to see just how skilled, how gifted a fighter Mayweather is. Extremely polished at the tender age of 20. And he's content just working that jab here in the early going. Leja is really yet to throw a punch. Leja being extremely cautious. Needless to say, has enormous respect for Mayweather. Mayweather just landing a right. Well, Leja's been unable to get that jab in. And he's going to need that jab work Mayweather effectively. Neither fighter connecting here in the early moments of this fight. This is a big fight for both warriors here. Mayweather just slipped in the right. He lived with the right twice there. Now he's getting the jab in. Now the left hook. 3 consecutive shots off that left by Mayweather. Oh, and he goes down with a stunning right. A stunning right cross. And Mayweather immediately instructed to go into a neutral corner. That was a sharp right, thunderous right that sent him to the canvas. Now Mayweather's all over him. He wants to end this early, as I said, Leija frequently comes out cold. That's what happened against Daryl Pinckney in his hometown in '95. And Mayweather's all over him here in this corner. Flailing away. Leija is in dire straits. And the ref steps in. Another standing 8 count. It's the best thing that could have happened to Leija there, because he was about ready to go down again. Very impressive performance by Floyd Mayweather. Another right, left uppercut. Leija needs to clinch here. Needs to do something to try and hold him off. He's just standing up there against the ropes. It's the absolute worst position to be in. Mayweather with another left and a right. And Leija finally clinches to try and save himself in this opening round. Tremendous opening performance by Floyd Mayweather.
You okay? You letting him get off too much. That's what's happening. You letting him get off too much. You gotta go right over his jab with that right hand. You gotta back him up. Okay, you're giving him too much room, Louis. Feel okay?
Yeah. Good. You gotta get busy, Louis, if you can. You gotta get busy with that hook, Louis. Look at that's wild. Just work.
Louis, right off that jab. As soon as he throws that jab, you gotta take the jab away from him. You get it?
All right, let's check out this knockdown here. Look at that crushing right. There's no doubt about that one. Give Leija credit for getting right back up on his feet. Some fighters would have stayed down from that blow. Leija has a new trainer in Jesse Ravello. And here's where the standing 8 count comes in. As you can see, Mayweather must have landed a dozen blows here before the ref stepped in. He has a new trainer, Leija, and a new cut man, but it doesn't seem to be doing any good. He needs to move in because he's giving Mayweather the perfect range to fire away at him. The crowd's chanting Leija, so apparently they've adopted Leija as their hometown boy. This is a crossroads fight for Leija. He had won 14 in a row, but since then his record's dropped to a total of 18-3-1. Mayweather's feeling awfully good in the ring, and as he's done on previous occasions, begins to showboat on us once in a while when he really feels good. Good left by Mayweather. And again, Leija's caught in the corner. Mayweather's doing an excellent job cutting off the ring. Leija that time, for the first time, slips away. Good slippage that time by Leija, using his veteran skills. Mayweather's throwing a lot of leather here in the opening 2 rounds of this fight. Leija just can't get that jab in, and that's what's really killing him in this bout. Mayweather has absolute no respect for his punching power. Good shot to the body by Leija, but it didn't do any damage. Once again, Leija's giving Mayweather just simply too much room in the center of the ring. That Mayweather's corner hollering out to him to pop that jab, and he's been utilizing it with machine gun readiness. Well, Leija's been able to stave off off the onslaught somewhat here, but the problem with Leon is he hasn't been able to cause any punishment. There's a good sharp left by Mayweather, backed him up against the ropes. Oh, another right, and he goes down again. Another big right. Now Leon gets back up at the count of 9. Interested to see if Leon can go right uppercut, and he's wobbling again. Now the left. Right to the body, right shot, and he goes down again, and that's the fight. Okay, here's the first knockdown of this round. There's that right. That's what he hit him with that first round. That's what he went down on the first round. All right? Here it is again from a different angle. All right, here's the end of the fight. There's that uppercut, beautiful uppercut, and the left uppercut. Showing such an arsenal of skills here in this round. There he showboats a bit, misses with the left, comes back with that right, right here, comes up on top with the right, and he goes down and the ref stops the fight. There's no question, he's a multi-talented fighter. Look at this. The uppercut and the right. Just simply too much for Louis Leija to handle. And I'm sure Leija, at this point, realized he didn't have a prayer, and he was thankful the ref stopped the bout. He's a gifted boxer, Floyd Mayweather.
Gentlemen, referee Jerry McKenzie calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 23 seconds of round number 2. The winner by TKO victory, still undefeated, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather Jr.